Yo, Naija Express and Adivex, seriously. Osinachi, the most, I don't even know how to explain it because this woman song managed touch everybody. She's one of those once in a lifetime people because you get to see people in Nigeria, where you can bring everybody together. She had that with her gospel song, man. Her songs were they were able to just, touch everybody, even though you don't understand what she's saying. I'm talking for non-Igbo people because for a majority of her songs, the lyrics were in Igbo. But she was able to touch everybody. And now we see that domestic violence was her demise, and from the whole story that we hear, we say the husband has been a nagging husband and she has been putting up with it for a long time just for peace sake. Man, it's kind of tricky because I would like to think God does not want a woman to get married to a man that will kill her. Look, this is why I say some certain things that people try to take or follow from the Bible. Man, this woman now don't die, and yeah, the man has been apprehended or something. But I think if you are the kind of husband that bullies your wife and you even have the guts to beat her up, I don't think you should be married. You don't deserve to be married. Like that kind of person not supposed to marry. That's exactly what I think, because how you as a man could they beat woman? It's not a fair fight. And if she was maybe the nagging type or this or that, I would understand, but you don't have to. And that's exactly why I think if you want to get married to somebody, let that person have sense. For everybody there's somebody. That's what I think personally. I think if you are even if you are a stubborn woman, there's the man for you that will be so calm for you. And even if you are a stubborn man, there will be a woman for you that can, handle your stubbornness. So it's not by force. It's really not by force. And in this case, we even had to see that she was the calm type of person from the stories we are hearing. I mean, she was in fear for a long time, because I don't want to call that respect, So, and this man has been, bullying her for that long. But she ended up, paying with her life because she did not want to actually leave the marriage. And I get that a lot, because Nigerians, you barely hear of divorce, unlike outside Nigeria where, bros, if you fuck up, you don't go, But look, I think this just goes to show that people need to be really, really, really selective in their marriage. That's what I think. I think people need to, because I forget this pastor's name. He made a very good point. He said, your wife or your husband is the only family member you can choose. Other people are there by accident or by chance. You cannot choose your father. You can't. Your biological father is your biological father. You cannot choose your sister. Now, whoever the boy gave you, and be your sister. But your wife, your husband, that's the only family member you can select with your own hand. And I think it's very important that even men and women, because there's a lot of men too going through abusive relationship. It's just not as common as women. So I think the women out there, man, you guys need to be very, 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 very careful, because you all are the weak ones in the marriage. if I say this, some people like to go, hey, women are no way, blah blah blah. But if you want to be honest, man, biologically, men are. I know there's always exceptions, but biologically, men are the bigger entity in the house. So if anything goes wrong, usually if not to fight hand to hand, now the man go win. So it's very important that you look for someone who is you are compatible with, somebody who you can stay. It's not easy to live with somebody for. If you've stayed with a roommate before, you will know that it's not easy to live with somebody. No matter how you try, you must get on your nerves. That's the problem with hanging out with somebody too much. Like, una must provoke una self. So how do you, if you see someone that there's no how you must cross your path, you guys must have misunderstandings. Some things will happen that you'll be like, hey man, I don't like this thing. That's why it's very important for you to select that person that will be your partner, because that's what you need. That's what marriage is about. Someone who is ready to start a family with you, someone who will come and unite with you and start something new. So you are like coming together to start a business. That's what marriage is like. So if you end up marrying the wrong person, you have doomed yourself. You have just doomed yourself. So I think that's why, man, I don't really fancy churches that do not, that don't like courtship. Because the truth is, if you want to really know somebody, it's through courtship. I mean, because if you say, okay, you want to be the saint, no sex, that's fine. That's up to you. But at least spend time with that person you want to marry. That is the most important thing. If you ask me, courtship is so important. And the fact is, if you don't spend enough time, that character will not come out. Because when you look at relationship at the beginning, it's always very different from how it is at the end, or after some years, right? Because at the beginning time, and people like to say, hey, men like to pretend, or it's not like they are pretending. The truth is, when a man is trying to get something, and I believe it's the same with everybody, when you are trying to get something, you're at your best behavior. It's just natural, because you want to get that. So especially when it comes to relationship, you see guys, they say it's pretend. It's not really pretend. I won't call it pretend, because I happen to have been in that kind of situation. The thing is, you want to present yourself in such a way that you can be accepted. You understand? So it's not pretending, because the fact is, if you come in and you just, if you act too comfortable at the beginning, she might reject you. So you have to be at your best behavior to say, hey man, I like you, and I would, let's just like to get that person's attention. There are some things you overlook that in the first place you will not. But as time goes on, when you get very comfortable, your true character will come outside. So that's why, personally, I don't think you should know somebody for 1 or 2 months and marry that person. Stay with that person for at least a year. And that year, make sure that you guys are spending time together. Can't emphasize how important that is, because once you start to spend time together, there's little chance for pretense. There's so little chance for pretense. Make sure you guys are spending time together, because that's how you find. There are some things you just can't talk about. If you want to see person, hey, I like this, I like that, I do this, I do that. It's not everything you are going to actually even remember. But when you guys spend time together, some things will come up that you are not even planning for. Then from there, you will know that, okay, this person is aggressive. This person is a nice person. This person is this kind of person, is an introvert, is an extrovert. Then you start to ask yourself, how do I cope with this person? Or can I cope with this person? Those are questions you should be asking yourself while you guys are courting, while you guys are dating. Ask yourself, can I cope with this person? Can I spend the rest of my life? Because as far as I'm concerned, that's what marriage is. Marriage is forever, until death do us part, right? But for me, that's what I think. If you marry the wrong person, you don't die. That's death has done your part already. So just come out. That's for your own peace. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But the problem is when you start to have children and people, like, for me, I hate broken homes. I don't like homes where the daddy is somewhere, the mommy is somewhere. I really don't like it because it's not fair on the kids, but hey, I tell you what is worse for the kids is a dead mom. That's what's worse for the kids. So I think if you are married to the wrong person, it's your fault that you got married to the wrong person. I'll just be honest, it's your fault because you should have spent time with this person to realize this person's character. So that's my opinion. I think, look, marriage is not something you just want to jump into. Take your time when you want to get married, so you don't marry the wrong person who end up killing you. So take your time. If you want to get married to someone, make sure you understand that person, because man, we just lost something big. And I tell you what, this kind of thing, it happens every time. It happens almost every day. You see people, men who are beating up their wives, who are treating their wives wrongly, and we don't get to hear about it because they are not popular. And I guarantee you there's a lot of casualties from this. Even women, there's a lot of casualties when you see because of homes that are not stable. You see people who have lost their lives, who have even lost their sanity because of things like this. But we don't hear of it. This is just popular because she's popular, and that should send a message to people out there, because she's not the nagging type. So imagine if she actually was, and I'm saying this based on what I'm hearing, because I actually watched the video with Frank, and I heard him talking about how she reacts and how he does, and even her twin sister, because when I first heard this, and somebody was like, the man has been beaten. Before I watched the video, I said, you know what, we don't know what happened. He might not be like he's been beating her, but maybe something happened and he lost his cool. But even at that's not an excuse, man. I know, there are some things that might happen that you might lose your cool, but man, it's still not an excuse. So when I heard that, I was like, man, well, after watching that tape with Frank and following the whole story, if it's true what they are saying, man, that man is a shitty person, man. So I heard he has been arrested by the FCT police, and man, I hope the truth really comes out, and I hope if he is actually wrong, or if he actually did kill her, because trust me, if he kicked her and she died, he killed her. If that's what happened, I hope he gets the penalty for what he does, because man, that should send a message to everybody out there. If you are look, before it gets to that stage where you get physical, a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. That's my opinion. So before you get to that marriage point, take your time. Spend your time. You see that person that is in a hurry to get married, I just meet you, I want to marry you next month. Man, take your time. I know sometimes you want to rush. Tell that person to calm down. You guys should get to know yourself. Go to his house, spend some time. Even if you don't want to sleep over, spend at least some time. If it's the weekend, you can go early in the morning, stay there till evening, go back to your house. You can do it every weekend. When you do this, keep doing this. Find opportunities for you guys to go out, hang out. That real character will come out. The pretending will stop, and then you will understand that, okay, I'm compatible with this person, I'm not compatible with this person. Because if you don't do that, your marriage is at stake and your life is at stake. But anyways, this is it really hits me hard, and I don't like it, but there's some things we just can't change. It don't happen. So that's just it. If you are new to the channel, I just started this channel because some things they pay me where I want to talk. So subscribe, like, keep dropping some content. Kind thing where they pay me, I go to talk am for here. So if you like the content, please subscribe and comment. Let me know your opinion on this issue, because I think man, this just goes to show how important it is to understand the person you are getting married to. So let me know in the comments what you guys think, man.